Thanks, Will. Hey, everybody. I think I'll just basically use the next few minutes to wrap up. So thank you all for your attention and, sticking through the whole day. So just to kind of, you know, end things, again, this is just a, link to the tutorial website. Again, the broad motivation for this tutorial and this effort overall has, of course, been that large-scale distributed ML is an ongoing open research area. And I think within that, designing efficient systems for that is something that we are, of course, very, very interested and passionate about. Again, the challenges being various co-design aspects for performance, efficiency, sustainability, right? A lot of open questions across the stack. And since many systems are being designed for this, we feel like an infrastructure like this would be helpful to the community. So ASTRA-sim, of course, is evolving. I think, thanks to actually many, as William alluded, like kind of from where we started off a few years ago to now, so many members, like collaborators contributing code. It's been very exciting to see. So I think, some of the things that AMD pointed to in terms of simulating custom collectives, we have some work going on in trying to generate synthetic traces. I think we alluded to that during the day. I think there's some, I mean, one of the things that Jungan presented was just a version where we can synthetically generate traces of arbitrary sizes. There's also efforts where we are trying to, create representative traces from traces that have been collected via real systems. And so broadly, I think within the realm of creating a benchmark suite of traces. There's also been some recent effort around flexible compute, simulation via a compute API. So in fact, one of the core contributors of ASTRA-sim, Saeed, who was actually the main developer, so he actually pushed in an API where you can potentially run the compute on a real GPU and simulate the network. So the API is out there. I think the support for actually running on the real GPU will have to be implemented, but this is also something that personally we're excited about for getting more realistic results. There's also, of course, a wish list. In fact, some of this I just typed in based on the discussions today. Of course, in general, more detailed statistics are always valuable. So I love kind of the efforts for visualization. I mean, ultimately, as we are parsing the chakra trace and issuing things, it'll be great to have some support to be able to visualize, the different operators, both at the workload side and the collective side. I think all of these will be very crucial as we go forward and we start simulating more and more complex systems. I love the idea about, a hierarchical multi-fidelity network simulation. I think that would be an amazing feature to have if somebody is interested in looking into that. I mean, I've kind of offhand heard many people talk to us about, it'll be great if you could have SST as a network backend. That's a simulator that a lot of people have used. And, if anybody's interested in kind of taking that on, we'd be happy to help, especially because, we've literally shown examples of how we were able to integrate like, an analytical simulator and an S3. We believe SST should not be very hard. It's just something that can be done. And of course, any help with validation. And again, open to, I mean, this is kind of a dot list, right? And open to ideas, suggestions of how people want to engage. So in terms of course, contribution, participation, so both Chakra and ASTRA-sim are open source. Feel free to raise GitHub issues. And we, of course, encourage you to contribute via pull requests to the repository, to both these sets of repositories. And as these things evolve, we would love to get more contributions. In terms of, reaching out, so we've announced the Chakra working group a few times. I think many people in the audience are already members. If you have any Chakra specific questions, you can always send it on chakra@mlcommons.org. It reaches out to all the members of the working group. And for the ASTRA-sim case, we have an ASTRA-sim users mailing list as well, where you can also reach out if you have questions. And again, for those of you who are on these mailing lists, feel free to kind of, reply and kind of, start a community around this. This is just a summary of resources. I think we've pointed to these throughout the tutorial, but I thought it'll be good to have a summary of everything from on the Chakra side, all the common links, and on the ASTRA-sim side. And again, thank you all from, all of us. Again, very excited with all of the, participation and like all of the discussions. And we are around for the rest of today and at the conference for more follow-on discussions as well. So with that, thank you, and we'll end the tutorial.